Hi, y'all. I'm Ray. I'm here with Chelsea and Nadine. We're part of the Beautiful Trouble team, and we just wanted to give you a little orientation to our card deck. We're super grateful that you're going to be writing some awesome promo copy to get this thing flying off the shelves this holiday season. The card deck, as you may have seen in images from Brian, is going to have a whole new face. It's going to have a black box with the same hammer horn logo. There it is, the megaphone with the hammer. And it's going to be a nested box instead of the old version. And this card deck basically brings together over 100 years of direct, nonviolent social movement history and successes, and the best tactics, principles, and theories to help people thinking creatively and outside the box. We have a funny line here. Everything you need to think outside the box is inside this box. It's about over 100 cards and a handful of different kinds of games to get people thinking about designing creative actions and bringing more art into protest. Beautiful Trouble has been around since 2011. And it started out as a book, became a training network. It's now a suite of books, and the card deck is the latest addition to the Beautiful Trouble family of troublemaker tools. We're going to share a document with you, which has a link to a 1-minute video of the history of Beautiful Trouble. We also have a nice little history paragraph on our website. We'll send you that link too. And we're basically a grassroots network around the world of people interested in art and protest and making nonviolent social change. So inside this box, folks are going to receive a little booklet with some how-to guides, and then and it's a folding booklet like this. Mine is obviously mangled. The new one is a much better quality printing. And then they get a suite of all these different multicolored cards. And the key suites are tactics, principles, theories, and methodologies. And then there's stories that kind of weave everything together and highlight, for example, Yellow Pigs in Parliament, a key story of how social change happens. And there's debates. And when we talk about the debates, it's most useful to talk about them as a set. So for example, every single one has 2 cards. So there's debate side A and side B. Either auteurs make things rock, right? We need professional artists at the helm, or everyone is an artist and just get out there, make your protest sign and go for it. And so we like to pair these together. And the idea is people would get into 2 teams and debate them back and forth. Every single card has a QR code on it. We think that's a really sellable feature because someone holds their smartphone up, they look at the QR code, and then they can go to automatically takes them to our toolbox where the full write-up of each item is located. They can read the entire thing in many languages: English, Spanish, Italian, Arabic, French, Bangla. Am I missing any? Multilingual content there. There's also real world examples for many of the items, so people can see how people are using this particular tactic. For example, flash mob, someone hits the QR code, they go to the website, they can see real examples of what a flash mob is. All right, team, jump in. What else is rad about these cards?
Well, I mean, I think it's a really basic thing about Beautiful Trouble is that lots of people tell stories, right? And we know how powerful the stories are just generally, but in the direct action world or the social justice change transformation movement world, the stories are incredibly powerful. But we don't stop there. That's where Beautiful Trouble's superpower really comes to life, is that we take these stories and we tease out the lessons. And so the cards are a really physical way to see the lessons that can come out of these stories and help make the lessons and the power of these stories much more accessible to people so that it's much easier for them to apply to their own context. And it's very obvious on our website, but it's just really physically obvious in a card deck, because you get one principle per card, or you get a theory on a card, or whatever it is. And so it's just you're physically able to understand the power of, basic principles and theories and tactics, et cetera, that make these social change activities, these transformational events, that much more powerful.
And because the whole framework is rooted in what works and doesn't work, it's a foundation that anyone can stand on, whether you're new or have been here before. The cards in this really like tactile way, it's not pages of a book you're flipping through, but you can shuffle through the cards, take away what works, what doesn't work. That concept works well for people who are seeing activism for the first time and wanting to imagine a realm of possibilities that are out there. And it also works for folks who have been in it for a long time, but need a shakeup and need to embrace new ways of thinking. So it's a one size fits all approach that whether you're brand new to activism or coming at it from a seasoned approach, this can really help you get unstuck and find new creative pathways to follow.
So in the box, we have some different gameplay cards. So we have cards for humanity, little spin on a popular favorite. People make up scenarios and then pick what card in their hand is going to best suit. They think that the judge of that round will most take to, and they can defend their choice. The one we use most often in our trainings and classrooms is the design and action. And so basically we'll give teams one card from each of the three main suits, a tactic, a principle, and a theory. And we'll have the team meet and come up with a creative action based on an issue area of their choice or our choice that they can do. And they'll present back that action with a creative skit or other kind of presentation. So for example, they might get these three cards, a mass street action, simple rules can have grand results, and decolonization. And they're going to read that little bit, use the QR code to read more if they have time, and then come up with a creative action from that hand of cards. We have party games like radical charades that really help people learn the tools and tactics by acting them out. And then for the more the group that wants the bigger strategic action, they might actually use this card deck in their strategic planning with our strategy 1, 2, 3 process. So a lot of different kinds of uses can be used by students in the classroom, professors in the college environment, nonprofit groups, grassroots organizations, activists sitting around the table with a beer, you name it. And the card deck that we are making with TISA is in English. It's also being translated into Arabic and Italian. And what else is rad about it? We have a couple of slogans that we're going to put in this doc, good ways of advertising it. We could pick a few of the different principles and talk about how these principles work for, buying the deck for the holidays. Anything else we want to mention?
That feels really good to me. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. This is we have thousands of them are already in circulation, so people should get theirs now, be part of this revolutionary game. It's also something people can use at the holidays with their families. That would be a different angle to go, would be around the Thanksgiving table, around the holiday table, Christmas, etc., to have an interesting, more thought-provoking activity to do with your family.
Yeah, and it can be very simple. You can just pick a card and talk about it. And if you can just take your phone and hold it up to the QR code and go read some more about it. And so it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a complicated game, but it could be if you want it to be. So they're pretty flexible, both for starting as a conversation starter, or something to do besides argue with your family. You can read about activism and use it as a fun thing.
Can also divine the future. Like you can just randomly pick a card, Tarot style. Breakfast is persuasive. The universe is telling me to quit working and go have some lunch soon. Hey, what a divination.
But anyway, let us know if you have other questions. We're sending you, like Ray said in the beginning, some other documents, and there's a 2-minute launch video that's really fun. And will help you understand more about the card deck. We'll send you about a 4 or 5-minute introduction to the Toolbox online as well. And I shared the script, is also shared in a Google Doc for that short video. Yeah, just be in touch if there's anything else. Cool. That's good,
Cool.
because this has been